Welcome back, fine fellows. Well, here with us today is a very dear friend of ours, the Treasury Secretary and former chairman of Goldman Sachs Group, Henry Paulson. He has been instrumental to the Bush administration since taking over the office in 2006 and is here to talk to us today about the mortgage giants Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. But of course.
Oh, thank you. I just would like to start.
Arthur, you got lines.
Last month brokered. Tell me, last month the plan was to bolster the two government-sponsored enterprises. That includes giving Treasury the right to buy their shares. Fannie and Freddie, which account for almost half of the $12 trillion mortgage market, reported losses 3 times worse than estimated, prompting some to predict that Paulson will have to act. However, Paulson has said they have no plans to insert money into either of these two institutions, insisting these reports are not a surprise.
Yes, sir, a fine gentleman indeed. We have footage of him in action. Have a look.
By saying what I know to be true is that the economy is fundamentally sound, long-term fundamentals are sound, structurally sound, but the economy is slowing down. There's no doubt about it. We went from growth of almost 5% in the third quarter to the most recent GDP number of 0.6%. So it's slowing. I believe we're going to continue to grow. I know there's debate about that, but I do believe we're going to continue to grow, see the risks to the downside, and the biggest risk being housing and the housing downturn, which I think has got longer to run. High oil prices have been an issue. There are a number of issues, but we're a diverse economy, and where exports are continuing to grow and add to jobs in this country. So again, as we looked at it, the risks were to the downside, and they're too significant to do nothing.
Thank you, Walter. It's good to be here tonight. Arthur, tell me, how's that mutual fund I tipped you off about? How's it doing?
Oh, well, to tell you the truth, dear friend, not so well. In fact, just the other afternoon, it dropped below its 52-week low. It was, well, quite heartbreaking. But as my old pal always said, the heated driveway can always wait.
Too true, Arthur, old pal, too true. Now, Henry, as you may have guessed, we are here to talk to you about all this unsettling news revealing around Fannie and Freddie. It seems that Fannie and Freddie are very... What?
Oh dear. Your son Freddie and didn't tell you about the business at the bachelor party, did he, the other weekend? Oh my, honestly, I wouldn't want to disrespect the governor, but how was I supposed to know the stripper wasn't actually Sarah Palin?
Was that recorded?
Oh my. No, Secretary, we meant Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae, the mortgage companies?
Oh my, of course, yes, of course. We're here to talk about work. Well, is that what you'd like to know?
Well, really, Henry, what our viewers would like to know is if there is anything really to worry about. Of course, we could talk all day about they don't need to panic, but it would be better to have you stop by, head of the American Financial Department, to tell us just what Washington is up to ensure our financial security.
Yes. I will tell you and say that we are watching it, and as for the past month, there that there's absolutely nothing to worry about. Our financial market is as strong as ever. However, there's already safeguards that are working closely both within the White House and in the Senate majority leaders. But just in case we have the worst case scenario.
So good to hear. So good to hear.
Carmichael.
Oh my, caveat's about time.
Here you go, sir. Your first caviar.
Thank you. Oh, there you are. Oh, yes, of course. You must mean all this talk we are hearing of this $700 trillion check you will give to Wall Street. I must say, some of these rumors are quite funny. Like this one, where you got on your knees to beg Speaker Pelosi to sign on to the deal.
Say what you must. But the only time that President Clinton ever had a member of his staff on their knees.
Thank you, Carmichael. That will be all for now.
Of course, sir. I just wanted to say, or rather, I mean to say, if you want to spend $700 billion on a bailout, why not just drop it from a plane? Sure, it would be chaos, but at least then we will get a chance to get our money back.
Yes, thank you for the food, Carmichael. Really, that will be all for now. Shoo.
Well, Henry, we must say it is good to hear that our money is safe and the market is strong.
Indeed. And thank you for being on the show. Well, before we take our next break, I would like to take this moment to bask in a little irrational faux patriotism, or as Fox News would call, regular programming. We are Americans. We put the Statue of Liberty on one end and built the Golden Gate Bridge on the other. We've created iPods, iBooks, and the internet. Not only did we create the internet, but we're the ones who filled it up with adult entertainment. In what other nation would they tax young people so we don't have to bother paying for our special blue pills? This is the land of Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, Andrew Carnegie, and John Rockefeller. We truly are the greatest nation in the world. Now I would like to show you one last clip from our soon-to-be vice president. If you're still in doubt about who to vote for and what this bailout would mean to you.
What the bailout does is help those who are concerned about the health care reform that is needed to help shore up our economy, it's got to be all about job creation, too, shoring up our economy and putting it back on the right track. So healthcare reform and reducing taxes and reining in spending has got to accompany tax reductions and tax relief for Americans. And trade, we've got to see trade as opportunity, not as a competitive, scary thing, but 1 in 5 jobs being created in the trade sector today. We've got to look at that as more opportunity. All those things under the umbrella of job creation. This bailout is a part of that.